don't play with Tyson. Do not play with Poseidon's kids. I gagged. My man said, cut that out right now. Not on my time. Okay. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we're back with another reaction to Percy Jackson and the Olympians. We're on season 2, episode 6. I almost said 7. 6, which is called Nobody Gets the Fleece. I agree. So, last episode, everyone's still crashing out over because, we had some amazing Percabeth moments, but outside of that, we see that Annabeth, most of the episode was focused on Annabeth and Percy landing in Cece's resort, and we see that she tried to sideline them, keep them there forever, but thanks to Annabeth's smarts and also Percy's figuring out her con before they wasted any more time there, they did manage to just narrowly escape, and they had a really good bonding moment on the boat where they recognized that they very much balance each other out in many ways and that they do need each other to get through this quest at the very least, but probably in a much bigger scale. And then we had a little bit of Clarice as well. She managed to get to Polyphemus's island. She was captured almost immediately, and her and Grover tried to work together to get the fleece, but unfortunately did not work out, and the jig is up. Polyphemus let us know that he was playing Grover the entire time, letting him think that he didn't know anything, and apparently Grover does not know enough about Cyclopses to know that they can imitate voices or have very good hearing. So yes, that's basically where we ended the episode. Percy and Annabeth, they are at the island. Let's see what happens when everybody converges. And we saw no Tyson either. So hopefully we're going to get our Tyson reunion as well. So let's jump into the episode. Just before I do though, please hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. And thank you so much for all the comments you guys are leaving. The engagement means a lot to me. I really do appreciate it. And again, if you'd like to see the uncut version of this reaction, you can do so on my Patreon. All right, that out of the way. Let's get into the episode right now. Uh-oh. Is this Tyson? It's Tyson. Oh, maybe his daddy's gonna talk to him for the first time like he did Percy when he was in the water. Can you just breathe like Percy can? Where are the nymphs? Or naiads, I should say. I think, right? Naiad? He figured it out on his own. Wow. Even Percy didn't have that. But I guess Percy's growing up fully human, whereas Tyson has always known he wasn't. Oh, Annabeth's neck. Why does he have Annabeth's bracelet? Is that Rainbow? Again? Can we give kudos to just this scene right here? Because it's CGI within CGI? Oh no, this is definitely a vision. Is this what Annabeth saw? Didn't she say she had a vision of camp? Or maybe it was just the attack. You know what, Kronos? Seriously? Find something to do. If that was Kronos, actually. Usually Kronos talks to him. That was a lightning bolt though, right? He said, to hell with your sleep, girl. I'm having a nightmare, so we're gonna sit up and talk.
Polyphemus may be half blind, but he can hear a pin drop.
Oh, apparently Grover didn't know that.
He can smell us coming.
Apparently Grover didn't know that.
Did you have another Grover dream?
No, it was about camp.
Okay, good.
And then I saw a different face.
That I did not see.
Okay, what did he look like?
She.
Thalia! That said lightning, didn't I? But he's never seen Thalia.
It was Thalia, wasn't it?
Smart girl.
The thing that she liked about dreams is that they never lie. Like, you may not understand what they mean, but they always tell the truth.
Interesting. Interesting interpretation. I've had some wild dreams, so I don't know if I agree with that.
The gift of living alone.
Is it a gift, though?
To rely on only yourself.
Do you?
I have made this island a world unto itself.
It's not that big, bro.
I learned long ago. If you don't trust nobody, then you live.
They're like, we didn't actually ask for the monologue, but okay.
For someone who likes to be alone,
You talk a lot.
you can't seem to
Right? Shit! How was the last time you had an audience? Clearly you want someone to talk to.
I will add your voices to my collection.
That's true. He can't
To
always
keep the
replicate them.
conversation stimulating.
When you talk to yourself?
From Meredith.
I learned of ships that travel beneath the waves and others that sail the stars.
Where'd you learn to use the fleece to lure satyrs here?
Pan?
Who do you think brought the mighty artifact in the first place?
Yeah, sorry, kiddo. I know you knew the answer to that question
Pan
before
was
you
here?
asked it.
Why? Why would he do that?
Why are you asking, Polyphemus?
Unlike satyrs, demigods are dangerous.
Oh, he said you weak, son.
Their voices will join yours in my collection soon enough.
Don't speak, kids. Learn sign language just to piss him off. This island looked bleak as hell. I'm sorry, Polyphemus. You are full of it. There is no way you're loving this shit. There's no way. Who the hell? Is that an Iris message? Really, bro? I'm busy.
You're alive.
Leave a message after the tone.
And you're on his territory, which gives him a big edge over
I don't
on-
need your advice.
Maybe take it.
And I really don't need your
Because
help.
he wants the fleece.
You just wanted to know if we've got the fleece yet.
That part too.
I'm just wrong about everything. Huh?
I mean, you did say only 2 months.
But you were wrong to think that she would ever stand with Kronos.
She would have wanted change.
Not through war.
Tell him.
Luke, Kronos has already changed you.
Did he change him or did Luke change on his
You
own?
can't even see how much of yourself you've lost. I just wish
What are you doing?
he called me. He wanted to warn us about Polyphemus.
Polyphemus is leaving his cave right now.
Percy! That was the...
Luke's working an angle. You know that, right?
I gagged! My man said, cut that out right now. Not on my time, okay?
I decide what's important, and that wasn't about her. That was recon.
Was it really? The amount of work they've had to do with animals this season. First guinea pigs, birds, and now sheep.
Keep low and stay quiet.
He heard that already. No talking. Why are you bowing, girl? You don't have to make noise. There's enough sheep around you. Why are they so cute? And if this man can hear a pin drop, you think he doesn't know the difference between a human trying to be a sheep and a real sheep? Oh, God. Bro, you just need a prescription. That's all. Homie just has stigmatism. You are way behind them. Way behind them. They got 4 whole legs. Oh, it's going to stand right here by my magic tree that holds my fleece that I know you're after. Coincidentally.
He's gone.
He's not.
Go check it out.
Shh. What part of pin drop do you... Okay. They're kids. They're kids. Give grace. Shh. You're smiling. Aww. Together. Work together. Work together. If you both pushed your legs at the same time, you could... Oh, damn. Okay, Clarice. She said I do leg day. I don't miss. Mind your hands. Mind your boobs. Don't want to cut those.
And now we gotta bring up 2 people before he returns to the cave.
You can always leave Clarice.
I feel you there. Are you?
Okay.
I feel like get the fleece first. Because then you have a bartering tool.
He'll be back any minute. Let's get them out, get the fleece, and then get out of here.
I really feel like one of you should be grabbing the fleece while the other one's going down. Like there's 2 of you. I don't know how your climbing is there, Annabeth, but you saw that dripping off his shovel before, right? Oh, is it not the real fleece? Oh, dupe fleece. No, whispering's not going to work now. You might as well yell. Oh, damn.
Percy!
Yeah, you might as well yell. He already heard y'all.
Uh-oh. Trick job.
Oh, his hands. Ow, his hands. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, yeah. Oh! Aw.
Hi.
If he wasn't already taken, he would have swooned.
You missed one, big guy. Guess your eyesight is worse than they say.
Reveal yourself,
And if she doesn't?
and I will make sure to kill you quick.
Liar. We already know you like to monologue.
So the gods sent you.
Nobody sent me.
Nobody.
Mm.
Nobody. Do you remember him? To have Odysseus trick you into thinking his name was nobody.
Oh!
Then jabbing you in the eye with the spear.
Oh!
Just so rude.
Girl, don't smile. She enjoying this. Yep, this actually turned out to be very much in his favor. Yeah, it looks pretty magical. Sparkles and everything. There should be. Hurry up, tuck it in your pants. Luke won't grab in there, that's what I'm saying, that's all. Oh, he can sense. Put the hat back on, girl. Look at him holding it. Grover, I can't. You're so soft.
Golden fleece. The real one.
Now we have a bartering tool. Stand very close to the fire now so Polyphemus don't get too cocky, you know what I'm saying?
One.
How many demigods does it take to move a boulder? Hold the fleece over the fire.
Is mine.
Oh, Annabeth, no! Oh, die!
No!
That's right. He said, not my wife.
Get away from her!
Tyson!
Step aside, little brother.
I'm not your brother, no.
I have no desire to hurt you.
Well, I have a desire to hurt you.
And you're not my brother.
Yeah, my brother's
My
immortal.
brother is inside this cave.
Todo está un día perecieron. Pero
Okay.
Ukotos.
When do you learn Greek?
He's a hero.
I forgot. They all intrinsically know that. Yeah! Cyclops fight! Knew it was coming. But don't step on Annabeth, guys. Be careful.
I don't want to hurt you.
you hurt me.
Mm-hmm. Do not underestimate my man. He's been dealing with monsters his whole life. Ooh, Tyson. Hi. It's hot. Her. Oh! It's okay. The water's his safe zone.
Annabeth!
Oh, he's gonna barter for the fleece, isn't he?
No, don't touch her! Don't touch her!
Ooh.
Annabeth!
My man's having a panic attack.
She's dying.
Fleece.
We can use the fleece to heal her.
You have it? You have the real one?
Screw off.
We need to give the fleece to Luke.
Are you crazy?
You created a portal, right?
Oh.
The same way you did at camp last year?
Hmm.
And I'm serious, I can't.
That
Only
was-
one person can go through, and I already used it.
He's holding on to that thing like it's her long lost child. Clarice is
I'm
like,
giving it to him.
really?
Even to save her life?
I'm not sacrificing the quest.
Oh, don't. Oh. Do you really want to go here with Percy?
You said you'd never let another warrior fall in the battlefield.
Good cut, Grover.
Not again.
You better hurry up. Percy is contemplating homicide right now. Yeah.
No! Luke, hang it! Hang it!
Oh, worm. Natural, organic. He took her dagger.
Is she okay?
She will be.
He won't let her die.
Do you realize what you've just done?
Saved Annabeth's life, yeah.
Clarice, come on. He had to.
Leave him alone. And I love that he said that he had to. There was no choice. Hi, Tyson! Maybe y'all didn't see the way he suplexed that damn Cyclops. Don't play with Tyson. Do not play with Poseidon's kids.
I'm...
Tyson. I know. What happened to Polyphemus?
Who cares?
No, he won't bother anyone again.
Her. He said a handled.
Luke took Annabeth. And I could have gone after them, but you were here.
Aww. Brothers!
I thought I'd never see you again. I always knew I'd see you.
He's got a good eye. Oh, her hat. That's right. He's like, this is Annabeth's mom's gift. Ooh. Yeah, Percy? I pity the fool. I pity the fool, honestly, who tries him.
We get them back.
Yeah? How do we get off the island?
Rainbow! Hi!
Guys, meet Rainbow. His
Friends?
friends.
That's right! That's why Tyson is clutch. Do not underestimate him again.
4 hippocampi.
Just enough. Yeah.
Get them back.
Listen, he's dead ass about that. Do not mess. That felt so short. Really? 32, it did not feel like 30 minutes. Actually, if you don't count the preview, it was really only like 30 minutes. That was so short, guys. We definitely could have had more. Okay, guys. Well, that was episode 6 and loved it. Very, very good. We've got the band mostly. back together. We got to the island, Percy and Annabeth. Percy has gotten another one of his prophetic dreams. We know, unfortunately, they always come true in some capacity. So he's just not exactly sure why it's happening the way that it's happening. And very interesting that, you know, because I'm pretty sure that that Percy is not actually seeing what Thalia looked like. And I can't remember if there was any photos or anything. But anyways, all that to say, he saw Thalia showing up at camp. She zaps Percy, or who might be Percy, and all the campers look like they are maybe gone. It could just be knocked out, but from the looks of things, it looks like they're not with us anymore. So understandably very scary. And Percy's just kind of like, okay, let's figure out what we need to do here, because, you know, I'm getting these dreams, and typically when these dreams come, it's not a good sign. So anyways, we find out they had a plan. Of course, my girl Annabeth had a very good plan. Very funny though, that she identifies the fact that Polyphemus has amazing hearing and smell, and yet they talk like, if he can hear a pin drop, then there should have been no talking once we got on the island. You feel me? Like at that point, it should have been hand signals only. But anyways, we gotta let a few things go and remember that they were kids, right? The best they can do. But either way, we hear Polyphemus actually, we got a little backstory. Like, even though in the books Polyphemus does not have that big of an arc per se, he's very much just the obstacle to overcome for the book. I do like that they gave him a little bit of layers here, not too much, because again, we're probably not going to see him again. But hearing his story of, you know, his solitude and how, you know, he claims that it's, you know, oh yeah, it's the best. This is exactly what I wanted. Yay. Okay. If that's true, then why are you talking to us, right? Clarice nailed it. Like, bro, if you really liked solitude so much, you wouldn't be chatting our ears off when we're your prisoners that you plan to kill and eat, right? It sounds to me like you're actually pretty lonely, but this is just your way of lashing out at the world, and particularly demigods. But anyways, we see that, you know, Percy and Annabeth don't figure out that it's a trap. Why would they, right? They had no idea about the fact that Polyphemus was aware of the link and the fact that he'd overheard the plans. So they get in there, and before they can do anything, Annabeth figures out, thankfully, because the paint that Polyphemus just happened to come across, it's not quite dry. He did a little too quick of a paint job. So she sees that it's clearly a fake fleece, and the fact that she knows this is good, because at least that sets Grover and the rest of them to look for the real one. And yeah, we see that my girl actually tries to create an opening for them to get out. But I mean, there really wasn't the best of plans, bless her heart, because Polyphemus was only going to chase her for so long, right? And the sad reality is, because of that damn boulder, none of those three demigods, in Clarice, my God, hello, can we talk about, hi, we hit the gym, hi, we clearly lift, we squat. But anyway, even with Clarice's strength, they weren't able to move that boulder. So I don't think I guess, I don't know what she was planning actually, because like I said, with the rope being cut that they brought, their only way out was through the top, and they had no other way of getting there. So it would have been quite the challenge, to say the least. But in the middle of all that, though, beforehand, there's just, I think the other parts of this episode that, I mean, I know people are talking about because it was a lot of fun, were the Percabeth moments, as far as like, they get to the island, and of course we see that when they're preparing to make their advance, Luke decides to iris message Annabeth, right? And it is recon, like he tells Allison later, but really he is worried about her. He knows that this quest is dangerous. And one thing that is very clear since last season, I mean, in the books, it was very much touch and go. But again, we have to remember the books were always written from Percy's point of view, so we didn't always know how the people are feeling. But the show has been very good about showing that Luke very much still cares about Annabeth. Like, his eyes always soften when he's looking at her. Like, he's always just, you know, he loses a lot of the bass in his voice. He doesn't always look her in the eye when he knows that she's spinning bars about how messed up what he's doing is. So all that to say, plus the flashback we got in the last episode, or the one before, that, you know, he clearly cares about Annabeth. He does see her as family. He does see her as a little sister. He cares about her a lot. And because he, you know, was so protective of her as she was growing up, you know, he really does feel this sense of responsibility towards her. And, you know, he hates that she's not on the right, or on the same side of this as he is, right? Like, in his ultimate plan, Annabeth would have joined him, and she would have been the same girl who looked up to him and agreed with everything that he said. But it's kind of tearing him apart a little bit that they're in such opposing ends of this, and that he knows he's hurting her by being this way and doing it. But he just feels like, well, from what we're seeing, right? We're gonna go with what we see in the show here. Like, you can tell he just feels like what he's doing is the right thing to do, and also somewhat that he's kind of gone too far to go back. And I think that's really more so what's going on, is he feels like, I've already done so much. I'm this far in. I can't back up now, you know? And so anyway, we see that in this Iris call, you know, he is doing recon, but he is very much also concerned about Annabeth. And Annabeth, you know, was like, you know, I know that this is not a social call. I know that you're checking in to see if we got the fleece yet. I know that's what you're checking. But he basically tries to let her know that it's more than that. Like, he actually is concerned about her. He actually is, wanting to make sure she's okay. And, the fact that she won't hear him out, or I guess try to see why he's doing what he's doing, I guess is bothering him. And again, the only reason it bothers him is because he cares about Annabeth, and he cares about what she thinks because he cares about her. And again, if you're an older sibling, or even if you're an auntie or someone, you've had somebody who, is younger than you, that you've cared for and that you've protected, who looks up to you, you do care about what they think about you. Even parents, who good parents, who, they care about what their kids think because your kids look up to you. And it means a lot when somebody who you love and care for looks at you with love and respect and admiration. Like, that actually is something that's very, very heartwarming. And so when someone you love, even if it is someone that you're caring for, when they're disappointed in you, it hurts. And Luke is hurt. Like, he doesn't like the fact that Annabeth is disappointed in him right now. And that's one of the reasons, like I said back in that episode 2, why he lashed out at her with the whole "you only knew Thalia for 2 months" thing, is because he knew she was spitting straight bars about his behavior, and that she was obviously upset. And that was kind of his way of dealing with it, of, oh, okay, well, so anyway, we see that. Sorry. I'm still dead. Halfway through the call, Percy is like, he said, cut it off. My guess said, cut the cameras, dead ass. Nah, I know in the middle of this mission, this fool who made you just about cry on that boat, I know you're not talking to him right now. That's not happening. My guy said, not on my time, not on my watch. Cut that out. He said, to the call. I said, Percy. Oh my God, that is some of the pettiest stuff. Listen, we're a long way from it, but by the time it gets to where it's gonna get to, this is gonna be a very jealous boyfriend, okay? Percy ain't putting up. He runs a strict house, okay? So Annabeth better be put on notice. From now, it ain't gonna be like that, okay? Oh my gosh, just thinking about it, I'm still tickled. But anyways, so Percy interrupts it, and basically, he doesn't trust Luke, right? He, for very obvious reasons, is far more detached from this situation. So he's seeing it in a different light. He's just like, hey, Annabeth, like, don't let him kind of get to you. Like, he's working an angle. Like, basically, I mean, he's not 100% right. Like, yes, Annabeth still needs to be wary of Luke because ultimately, at the moment, Kronos is pulling the strings, but, Percy is highly underestimating how much of a bond the two of them have. And he would, like, he's only known Annabeth for a year, and even then he only spent a few months with her. He's not at all aware of the type of, bond that they developed in their time on the road, as well as all the time they spent at camp. So yeah, the reality is that Annabeth does know Luke intrinsically more than Percy does, and deeper than Percy does. And hence when she said during the Iris call, like, you've changed so much that even you can't see that you're not the guy that I know. This is not Luke. Like, whatever this is, it's not you, right? So only she would know that. But Percy, his introduction to Luke has been very brief. And of course, he's got his reason for his biases. But anyway, he's basically warning Annabeth, like, keep your guard up. Like, because you do have this bond with him, you may be a little too biased towards him and not see, the forest for the trees till it's too late. So, he's got a point, but at the same time, he's doing a little much. And, we know why, right? He's really just very protective of Annabeth. And so anyway, we see the whole plot happens with them trying to get the fleece. Of course, they get caught. Percy ends up down there, Annabeth outside. Luke shows up because, he gets caught by Allison, right? Who says, like, why are you wasting your time on Annabeth? And clearly she doesn't get it either. And of course, Luke kind of covers and says, don't worry about it. I decide whether or not she's important. And also I was doing recon. And I do think that both things were true there. Like, if Annabeth can be turned, Luke will turn her. That's very much where his mind is still at. And I'm pretty sure Kronos at this point is pretty much like, let her go. But, the heart wants what it wants, and Luke wants his family, right? And so anyway, we see he shows up. He thinks it's going to be an easy grab and snatch and go. But once he sees that Annabeth is there and he figures out that the fleece is a fake, he doesn't leave, right away. And everything transpires, and we see that my man Tyson came to the rescue. And speaking of Tyson, he finally had his moment. He fell underwater, and he woke up, and of course, like Percy, thought, oh no, I gotta hold my breath. But then, unlike Percy, and again, I don't know, maybe he did hear something and they just chose not to have us see that, but I think he just thought, like, since it's God of the Sea, maybe I just can. The same way Percy can just know exactly where we are and how fast we're traveling in water, maybe I just know that I can breathe. right now, right? And so he does. He just takes a breath and he's like, oh, cool. I can read underwater. Not a problem. Drowning out the window. So love that he had that. And I almost, like the smile that he had on his face, I almost take that as him feeling like, okay, this is kind of like a connection to my dad, even though he still hasn't, like, from what we've seen, spoken to him directly. And we see that believe it or not, Luke's little Cologia charm is turning out to be an actual magic charm, because the hippocampi love it. They love it. And they've used it as a little bit of a calling card now for, if they want to, if the demigods want to come and play, maybe call them and use them for a little ride or whatever. So anyway, we see that Tyson, once he kind of figures out that he's not going to drown, he makes his way to the island, and thank God, just in time, because none of the demigods would have been strong enough from the looks of things to go head to head with Polyphemus. But, my man could. Tyson said, listen, I really don't want to hurt you like that. Like, I don't want us to have to rumble. I don't want to have to tussle. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm about peace and love, man. But if you push me and if you hurt the people I care about, it's going to be like that. It is like that, right? And we see that Annabeth actually almost had a really good plan there. Like when Polyphemus came back to the cave, we see that she actually cut his Achilles, which smart, right? My girl always smart, she fights smarter versus harder, but unfortunately, she did not get away in time. Polyphemus gave her a very hard knock and it was bad. And my gosh, Percy, the panic, the instantaneous panic at the idea that maybe she was not going to make it, that Polyphemus was going to finish her off. I'm surprised we didn't see a tidal wave. I'm pretty sure we're damn close. But anyways, we see that thankfully Luke shows up. Tyson? Yeah, Tyson first. Tyson showed up. We see that Polyphemus tries to do the whole Cyclops brotherhood thing. My man said, we may share this ocular situation, but that's where the similarities end. My bro's inside. He's cool. Not all mortals suck. You suck at the moment. So either you let me get my friends out or we beefing. Which one is it? So Polyphemus chose option B and he got rocked. Like, that was amazing. The way that they showed Tyson just flip that man over like a pancake. I said, I stick to humans and mortals, but if I was to ever venture into the monster world, those are the type of moves that would win me over. So I kid. But anyway, so yeah, thankfully Tyson took care of that situation. He simply said Polyphemus would not be bothering them anymore. Does that mean that Polyphemus is gone? We'll leave that up for interpretation. But, from what we've seen of Tyson, he is not the kind of person who would want to go to those lengths. So if he did it was either by accident or, or it had to be done. Right? It was a matter of life or death. So anyway, Polyphemus out of the picture, and thankfully Tyson was strong enough to move the boulder, which became very clutch because we see that Luke came back. When he saw Annabeth, he realized that she was in very bad shape. And, that's when Percy immediately was like, the fleece, right? Like the fleece will heal her. So Luke, that's what he's there for, right? He would have had to try to find a way into the cave anyways to get the fleece. And obviously this puts them in a very awkward dilemma because they know that Luke wants the fleece anyways. And Clarice, understandably, this is her quest. She does not want to fail her quest, but also she knows what Luke's up to. And giving him the fleece is like seemingly giving up, like you're handing what the enemy wants to the enemy. And also there was always the risk that Luke was just going to take off, right? Of course, we as an audience, well, I should say most of us, but yes, I know as an audience member that Luke was not going to do that. But understandably, I could completely understand why Percy and Clarice were both like, because like you saw, Clarice was willing to let Annabeth die. She was like, Annabeth would get it. This is about my quest. This is a risk she took going on a quest. People don't come back from quests all the time, right? Would she have felt bad about it later? Probably, but she would have thought it was an acceptable risk. But so it's only normal that she would think that Luke would feel the same way. But we see that Percy wasn't having it. And again, kudos to my guy Walker. He did such a good job of showing Percy locking in and being like, he didn't have any dialogue in that moment where, Clarice is justifying why she's going to keep the fleece to herself. But everything was in his body language and his facial expressions. Percy was like, you could just see it. He was like, if you really think that you're going to keep that fleece and my bestie out there is going to die, you're actually insane. Like you lost every last ounce of your mind. Like Percy was willing to throw down. He was willing to put Clarice in the same condition of Annabeth if that's what it took to get that fleece out of her hands. Know that, right? Didn't have to go that far, but yeah, the look when he looked up, he was like, yeah, no, we're giving him the fleece. It's happening. So love that. Kudos to Walker, as I said. Also kudos to Grover, reminding Clarice that she said that she was so upset about her crew that effectively were already dead, being swept up and not getting their chance at Elysium. And yet here's another one of her comrades and she's willing to let her fall when she can save her. For what? for pride, for her daddy's approval, which she probably won't give her anyway, right? So I really love that Grover kind of patched that over for her to kind of recognize that, you know, she was saying that just earlier, but did she really mean it? And did she realize that this is another opportunity for her to save someone when she has the capacity to do so? So anyway, as we saw, Luke ends up with the fleece. And of course, as I said, I knew he would give it to Annabeth because he loves that little girl, right? And of course, he gave it to her because he loves Annabeth. That's his sister. That's family. He was not going to let her die when he can help her. And obviously, it's not like the fleece is a one and done, right? He can use it for, as far as I know, it can be used as many times as it exists. So, yep, he takes her, puts the fleece on her. And again, he could have stayed there and let her heal and then taken the fleece. But we see that he ends up taking Annabeth with him. And, you know, Percy's kind of like, you know, whoa, what are you doing? And he's like, or first of all, he's like, is she okay? And Luke's like, she will be, right? She's not done healing, but clearly the fleece is doing its work. But he takes her. And, you know, again, this is back to the Iris message, right? Like Luke really wants to convince Annabeth, right? It really is bothering him that Annabeth is seeing him as this pure villain, even though she doesn't, but that's the way it seems to him right now. And so I think he wants this time to try to convince her, you know, really to get her to consider coming to his side. But also, you know, you look about the bigger picture, you know, and this is kind of, you know, treading a little bit into book territory. You know, one of the great ways to get Percy to potentially convert is to have Annabeth with him, right? Because he knows how much Percy cares about her. So anyway, he takes off, takes their boat, takes Annabeth and the fleece. And because the portal, I thought he was going to portal out again, but yeah, it's a one-time use for one person. So he can't take the portal back. He's taking the boat. So now they have to try to catch up. They want to get Annabeth or the fleece back. They need to catch up with the boat. So yeah, it looks like they're going to be stuck in the cave, of course, with Polyphemus gone. But thankfully, as I said, Tyson is that guy. He does them workouts, them arms, and he manages to get them out of there and comes in clutch because it turns out he's made friends with these hippocampi, which are their way now. Because hey, between being with a sea creature as your mode of transportation and two water gods, like, yeah, they're going to catch up to the boat. So yeah, it's going to be on and popping like grease. Next episode when the chase is on for them to get Annabeth. The chase for Chase. Ooh, you see what I did? I know, I'm sorry. And I also wanted to touch on also when Tyson comes back and, you know, lets him out of the cave and, you know, Percy hugs him and, you know, he's very emotional because he really did think he lost Tyson. And as I mentioned a few episodes back, you know, last episode actually, when he thought that Tyson had died and he was like, my mom, you know, I promised her I'd take care of him. But really, as I said in that episode, Percy was just starting to accept the fact that Tyson was his brother. So really just to get there and then, you know, lose him, that was devastating. So, you know, it's kind of beautiful for him to see him again and realize that he's going to still get the chance to really enjoy the brotherhood and, you know, lean into it now that he's no longer resisting it. So yeah, as I said before, the chase is now on to catch up with Annabeth and see if they can get both her and the fleece back. 2 episodes left. So yeah, so far, like I said, everything has been hitting. Every episode this season has been fantastic. Like I said, my only complaint about this one is I feel like it definitely could have been at least another 10, 15 minutes, but you know, we'll take what we get. I enjoyed this episode a lot and I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love and I will see you in the next one.